David, tell us, why is it that more and more people keep dumping on Tumblr? They're asking these questions about the amount of money that Yahoo paid for your company, and they're also saying more and more, I hear anyway, that Tumblr is a platform that just doesn't matter as much anymore. Why is this happening?
We're certainly not hearing the things at the level that you're describing. I think that in the brand world, where we are building a base of advertisers that really care about Tumblr, they absolutely do care about Tumblr, and this has been a huge year for us in scaling that business. We've doubled our sales force just in the last 4 months, and we're at about 160 spending advertisers on the platform today, and most of those are coming out of the top 350 advertisers in the world. So, I mean, those are made up of brands like AT&T, Apple, which just did their first campaign across any of these networks on Tumblr, Unilever, P&G, the like. This is an ad product that I think really stands apart from the rest of the world. It's very much focused on the moment, focused on social interaction, where we're offering a platform for those brand advertisers to really do that great creative brand advertising, the kind of stuff that folks get into the ad industry to do, those ads that win awards.
But, still the criticism is overall is that Tumblr still needs to make money for Yahoo. And the question is, when is that going to happen? How is the business model coming?
It's been growing for the last year and a half. Again, 160 spending advertisers today. Most of those have joined in the last 6 months. Most of those are made up of the top advertisers in the world.
How much money are you making now versus, say, a year ago? Can you give us a growth rate here?
So we will be shortly. So that stuff is going to be tied into Yahoo's earning reports in the near future. Again, we're not even 10 months into our time at Yahoo, and again, only a little bit more than a year into ramping this business. So we're incredibly excited about how that business is scaling, incredibly excited about those brands that have shown up on the platform and are building some remarkable ads and getting some remarkable engagement for those ads. But we are just a little ways away from talking about the contribution to Yahoo.
David, one of the notable things about Tumblr at the time of Yahoo's acquisition is that there weren't really any ads on the platform. How did you go from being the creator and the CEO of that company to the guy you are today, who sounds positively enthusiastic about advertising?
We launched our ad business at the time of the acquisition, so that was actually a big part of the conversation with Yahoo, why we were excited about them as a partner versus just another financial investor. They are inherently a brand advertising company. They are inherently a media network. And in Marissa's time in the company, she's made a tremendous amount of investment in personalization and ad technology that lines up extremely well with Tumblr as an ad platform. So what we launched at CES just a few months ago was the first major integration with Yahoo, where they're now driving not the creative tools. Tumblr still powers all of the creative tools that make up the advertisements, but all of the distribution, all of the targeting, all of the analytics, all of the ad tech is now powered by Yahoo advertising. So that was actually a major integration that happened just 6 months into being a part of Yahoo, and something that has completely changed our position in the ad market.
David, what's the hardest part about selling Tumblr to advertisers? Because other sites have a plethora of data that they can say, this is how much I know about this user. You guys don't do that. You really protect the privacy of users. So how hard is it to get advertisers on board without that?
It's a different story than what everybody else in this industry is selling them on, right? So much of this industry has been about, hide away your creative directors and bring your data scientists. Focus on hyper-targeting that little blue link and making sure that you get it in front of, exactly this person in this geo who's, going to be in the market for a car right now. The message to the advertising community about Tumblr and what we've seen brands start to really do and start to really get right in the last year is much more akin to what you're used to on television or in print. Real creative brand advertising, the stuff that doesn't target you at exactly that moment, it hits you for years and years before you're even old enough to buy a car, but inspires you to want the little zippy coupe and drive around the curvy mountain road, or aspire to the lifestyle of rolling around in an F-150. That is creative brand advertising. That's the stuff that, again, advertisers get into the business for. They want to make those ads that win awards. They want to make that 30-second spot that changes our view of the world. And you don't have room to do that in a lot of these networks where you're focused on hyper-targeting based on demographics. And by the way, using Yahoo's new technology, we're bringing a lot of that targeting. So you have all of those capabilities built in. You have all of the analytics that are starting to roll out. But what you have on Tumblr that you don't have anywhere else today is a canvas. You have a platform space to really be expressive, to really tell a story that inspires people to drive your cars, to wear your clothes. It gets people to aspire to one day when they can finally afford to wear your stuff around, or can save up to buy their first iPhone. And again, that's why you see those advertisers like the Apples and Fords of the world showing up and making that really great creative brand advertising.
David, Marissa Mayer, as I'm sure you know, got a lot of people pretty excited a few days ago when she said that Yahoo had 500 mobile engineers. How many of those are at Tumblr?
So we're actually our own team here in New York. So we've got about 250 people now, most of those in our headquarters here in New York City. So we are still, though a wholly owned subsidiary, we are still an independent company with our own leadership, our own engineering team. Most of those 250 people are engineers. A lot of those are mobile engineers with a growing mobile engineering effort.
And talking
none
about
of those 500.
And talking about mobile, Marissa Mayer said this month that Yahoo had really missed the boat on mobile. What are your expectations for Tumblr on mobile?
So mobile at this point is growing at the same clip that everybody else is seeing, certainly compared to our desktop usage. The stuff that we're really excited about in the mobile world is really twofold. One is that the time spent on Tumblr, which is the number where we come out way, way far ahead of everybody else. We're twice the time spent of Twitter today, 1.5 the time spent as the average Facebook user, several times larger than every other network. We come out way, way, way ahead in time spent just because of how people use it. They don't check it, right? It's not something that they pull out of their pocket for 30 seconds at a time. It's something that they use much more like they use their TV, which is you pull it out in those moments where you don't want to check your email for a little bit. You don't want to return your mom's phone call just yet. You want to turn on the TV and veg out, relax, and be entertained for a moment. That's really how people use Tumblr. That's why our average session time is 17 minutes. The really cool thing is, in the mobile world, nobody has session times like that. We still don't get those 17-minute session times, but we're still getting session times in the 3 to 7 minutes. So we're getting people who are still transfixed to their Tumblr dashboards on their phone, displaying the same sort of behavior that they were seeing on the web. So that time spent on mobile is incredibly exciting to us. The other thing that where we're really developing and where you're going to see a whole lot of our hopefully biggest innovations happening this year are really in mobile creative technology. These things that we all have in our pocket now have unbelievable creative horsepower. They have high quality cameras. They can make beautiful slow-mo video. They have these touch interfaces and all of these this whole ecosystem of apps that let you edit the stuff that you create. So with developments like mobile customization, like we launched last week, Tumblr's the first platform that actually lets you customize how you look on the small screen.
David,
so where everybody is the same. Yeah.
Before we run, what is the secret to keeping an indie mindset and personality inside a big company like Yahoo?
I think the biggest thing is we're not inside Yahoo today. We've kept and this was a big part of the promise from Marissa and her team, is they believed in the path that we were on. They believed in the business that we were building and the platform that we were building. And we've kept our office. We've continued to invest in the team. And the time we've spent at Yahoo, I believe our team's grown from about 150 to 250 people on the team now. That's, again, in less than a year. And our leadership, our roadmap has stayed Tumblr. So even though we've partnered together on a few projects, the ad stuff has been a big one. We're working together more closely on how we build content. So you'll see a lot of the stuff that they're doing with Pogue and Katie Couric is powered by Tumblr today. So we're definitely working together on a whole host of projects. But again, we're on our own path and ultimately in control of our own destiny over here in New York.